I never said anything with regards to improving the degree or doing this. The issue of qualification is the issue of leaders making statements, doing things that are honest and truthful. This is an issue of honor and integrity. It is the foundation on which you build society. If you look at what is happening in Nigeria today, there's so many issues of certificates, age, all sorts of one falsification or the other, all over, within the leaders. There's no way people can be doing this and be able to do the right things, because that means they live in a falsified life.
Why would you want to be a one-term president?
For stability. I will not stay a day with a gun in my head longer than 4 years. What we have now is only 2 years that somebody used to borrow more than all the previous government put together. It's only 2 years that Nigeria have entered into the 100th country of the world. A president of Nigeria can stay in Abuja and 200 people die in Jos or in Niger or in Benue, and you're still sitting here.
So what would you do? What would you do differently?
When you go to theater of war, you know how to contribute. So they failed in everything. I said, Ukraine that is at war is donating grain to Nigeria. Look at what happened to us with our farmers. Instead of intervening when there was a crisis, we went to import food, killed all the farmers. I urge them to take their education seriously. It is important to them. It's a tool they need for global competition. It's the greatest asset they need in their life. I was once like them. That's why I'm struggling to build a society where a child of nobody can be somebody.
Okay, so what is the face of the position without Peter Obi at the standard bearer, 20%?
Well, I don't want to talk about politics. 2027 is not where I want to be. Let me talk about how the average Nigerian can put food on his table. Let me talk about this, how these children can be in school, how our secondary school, primary school can work, how the average Nigerian can go to hospitals and be cured. When 2027 comes, we'll be there. I assure you, I will contest. Thank you very much.
The possibilities of Obi, or the chances of Obi winning the 2027 election in Nigeria. Some people will say it is early to be looking into that. Yes, I believe that it is early. But with what we have now, Nigeria 2027 general election is already shaping up to be one of the most competitive political contests in the country's democratic history. Among the major figures expected to play a central role is Peter Obi, whose popularity surged dramatically during the 2023 presidential election. Although he did not win the 2023, but built a strong political movement, especially among young Nigerians, urban voters, and members of middle class. The possibility of his victory in 2027 depends on several factors, including coalition politics, voter turnout, economic conditions, party structure, and the unity of the opposition. One major factor that could improve Obi's chances is the growing dissatisfaction with economic hardship in Nigeria. Rising inflation, unemployment, food subsidy removal, and the declining purchasing power of citizens have increased public frustration in many parts of the country. Political analysts argue that difficult economic conditions could push voters to seek an alternative to the ruling government in 2027. Another important advantage for Obi is his strong appeal among young people. During the 2023 elections, the Obidient movement became one of the most influential youth-driven political movements in modern Nigerian politics. Many young Nigerians view Obi as a symbol of accountability, prudence, and reform-oriented leadership. If this movement remains active and expands into rural communities before 2027, it could significantly strengthen its electoral chances. Reports also suggest that Obi continues to maintain considerable grassroots popularity among urban youth and professionals. Coalition building may become the deciding factor in 2027 election. In 2023, opposition votes were divided among Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and Rabiu Kwankwaso. Opposition could pose a serious challenge to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Recent political developments show attempts at alliances and coalition talks among opposition leaders before it were dissolved. Peter Obi has to defect to NDC, while Atiku remaining at ADC. However, coalition politics also present a major challenge for Obi. Opposition leaders appear divided over party platforms, leadership structure, and presidential ambition. Recent reports indicate disagreement among opposition figures and uncertainty surrounding coalition arrangement. If the opposition fails to unite behind one strong candidate, the ruling party could once again benefit from split votes behind one strong candidate. The ruling party could once again benefit from split votes. Another obstacle is Nigeria's complex political structure. Winning a presidential election in Nigeria requires not only popularity but also strong political networks across the country. Obi performed strongly in several southern and urban states in 2023, but critics argue that he still needs broader acceptance in part of northern Nigeria, where voting numbers are extremely influential. Some analysts believe alliances with northern political figures, as he has done with Kwankwaso, will improve his national reach. Incumbency is another factor working against Obi. Historically, incumbent government in Nigeria possesses advantages such as political influence, state resources, and party machinery. President Tinubu and the ruling All Progressive Congress remain politically powerful, and several commentators believe APC will continue to be difficult to defeat unless opposition becomes highly organized. Despite these challenges, Obi's political relevance remains strong. Reports show that he has continued consultation with political stakeholders while also emphasizing national reform, good governance, and anti-corruption policies. His supporters believe that his image as a disciplined and transparent leader will attract voters who are tired of traditional political structures. In conclusion, the possibility of Obi winning 2027 general election is realistic but uncertain. His chances will depend largely on the economic situation in Nigeria, the unity of opposition parties, voter mobilization, his ability to expand support beyond his traditional strongholds. While he possesses significant popularity and youth support, political divisions and the power of incumbency remain major obstacles. Therefore, the 2027 election may ultimately depend on whether Obi and other opposition leaders can form a united and nationally accepted political alternatives capable of challenging the ruling party effectively. What is in your mind? Do you think Obi will win these coming elections? What will be the role of the Obidient and the Kwankwaso in the coming elections? Let's keep talking. Let's contribute and let us subscribe to the channel. I'm Adeola Toba, Political Brief. Bye bye.